I was going to talk about the new era of storytelling, and we were talking about, you know, they have plans, they have all this. Not today's sponsor. We don't have sponsored streams. Probably because no one would sponsor our streams because we're unhinged madmen. But what I was actually going to bring was the fact that they have a plan with a character. Alleria.
Yeah.
This is a story plan they have. That
Story
they're going
plan.
to continue with, I hope. And it's the perfect example of them not having a fucking clue what they were doing. And then going, what have we got on the table? What are the pieces we can play with? What's all these things we have to go by? Okay, we've got Alleria, etc., 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 and what's happened in her life? This was just, well, she's a World of Warcraft character, so this was the horrible experience. This was a horrible experience. She had like a slightly okay experience, and then that went horribly wrong. What do you do? And then they pulled that all together quite nicely in what people are saying is, and by people I mean us purely for bait, not true, other people are saying this, Netflix anime series confirmed were 100% real true. Which isn't the case at all, by the way. Not at all.
It isn't the case. However, before Arcane, Fortiche did numerous things for Riot. I think including I think they did the Pop Stars music video.
I don't remember.
Visually, it makes sense. So yeah, but like they were working with Riot and loads of things before Arcane was a thing. So looking at this, I would be interested to see, is this in-house? It certainly doesn't look in-house. It certainly looks like a collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see what studio they did it with.
They don't say.
Oh, Blizzard!
Yeah,
come on.
they're a pack of bastards. They don't say. Let me see, because I know it was literally talked about in our member Discord. It was. Yeah, so there's currently 2 guesses for which studio they're working with, and I'd love to know. It was either Studio Grackle, according to an animator who was talking about it in our member Discord, and also Studio Titmouse, who have done a variety of things. I'm not sure it was Grackle, but Grackle the ones who do the Hades stuff and Ex Machina Triller, but it was Titmouse are doing a lot of things as well.
I've been watching a Titmouse thing recently.
Possibly. So it could be something like that. People are saying Titmouse.
Happy Friends.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying probably Titmouse.
Oh, that's the one that's on
Smiling Friends.
Smiling Friends.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Western animation, but so
Titmouse are good. They're very good.
Yeah. So as to whether there's a show coming out of this or not, who knows? I would imagine not yet confirmed anyway. However, they do have. I can't believe Titmouse's real name. It's a real fucking animal.
Yes.
So yeah,
you can blue tits, and there's lots of different types of tits out there.
Vox Machina, yeah, stuff like that. Vegetables, yeah. There's a lot of that stuff that they're working on.
So, like Titmouse do quite a lot of external work. So if you just take a look at even their like work page currently, you have Spectre Divide, the big new game, Matt.
That sounds
Spectre Divide,
like a PS. It sounds like a really cool PS2 game that Bungie made after Oni instead of going on to make Halo, or it sounds like a PS3 game.
It is a 3v3 tactical shooter, so basically like CS, but the difference is you've got like a grenade or something that's also another one of you.
Okay.
So let's say I'm holding this corner. I could throw my little, I don't know, another me grenade over there. I don't even think it's a grenade. What?
A thing.
Another body. And then you could zoop into that body so that one player could kind of be holding 2 different corners. It actually looked kind of cool.
Sounds complicated.
Point is, for their, I have to imagine they're backed by a VC, and that means they now have money to do a cool marketing trailer thing with Titmouse. But yeah, they do. Of course, they've done the Liquid Death animated content. Yeah, that's Titmouse as well. So they do plenty of client work, which is to say, if they wanted to scale this up into a series, a place like Titmouse absolutely could do that because they do ship full series.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting. I didn't actually read this before, but it does say, step into the epic world of Warcraft like never before with Alleria, Light and Shadow. Our first fully 2D animated short film. First implies not last. I love the cinematic, one of the best. Yeah, it's good as hell.
They did that stuff in Across the Spider-Verse.
Nice. That's
cool. So
Spider-Verse, good stuff.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It would be really cool if they did, though. That, what gets people interested in a brand? What like hooks them in? What I've noticed bouncing.
Attractive characters. This message brought to you by Stellar Blade and the First Ascendant.
There we go.
And also Mecha Break.
Cultural gold.
Yeah.
What I've noticed is sort of bouncing the various forms Xal'atath has taken, where, you know, different art style, slightly different face shape. Does she look like a corpse or not? Who knows? Any of the things that have been Xal'atath going, you know, ooh, do a little smile, whatever, has... Thanks. Nice. I'll remember that. Maybe I'll do Skeletors as a thing. So the things that just end up being like Xal'atath looks at camera and smiles, that to wow people, we're just like, yeah, that's the villain, and they're doing the villain stares at camera thing. To externals, that's lame, because it's like, this isn't telling me anything. This is really showing me anything other than that you think she's cool. What I noticed changed things was the cinematic that came out before this one, where instead of just looking at the camera and doing the sort of a duck face, she does things, the manipulating Nephres and everything. Because it just did a great job of showing exactly who she is. So things like that, I think, will work significantly better with people. Things like this. That's good.
What a jawline. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
What a jawline. What a jawline. Again. Excellent.
I think little things like that could actually get a bit of brand value, get people interested. In the same way that, like, Arcane was good because it was actually good. Yes, it was League of Legends related things, but it was just good. It didn't need to rely on being League of Legends. Like, I firmly think if Arcane came out, like, obviously it would not do as well by the numbers if it was not attached to League and Riot marketing spend, and, Riot have done a good job of cultural capture, I suppose, because that's literally how they make money with their very expensive skins. Mm-hmm. But I think that if it had nothing to do with Riot, but was basically the exact same thing, I think it still would have been... Actually, it would have been better, because it wouldn't have had Imagine Dragons in it. That's the one problem with Arcane. Yeah. Come on, Riot. Come on. Oh.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Very unfortunate. But point is, it's actually brilliant. Mm-hmm. I think the likes of this has actually got really strong potential of that. So, Blizzard, if you want to start like actually getting people interested in Warcraft and getting a younger, younger, more modern audience into it, like, would League of Legends, the movie, have done that? Or would Arcane have done that? I mean, Arcane obviously would do it better than a movie.
There is a downside of that, where I think Arcane was different enough and separate enough that it didn't have much of it. They didn't have as much drive to play League of Legends, just because League of Legends isn't very story driven. Which is where you could see something different here, where obviously you could see people going, well, I like this. This is cool. How do I get more of this? And the answer is play the game, and you can do the stuff and see this character, which is different to like Arcane just being, and here's stuff that's happening, and then you see them in the game, you're like, who the fuck are they? Oh god, I don't know who those are. So I think that, like, maybe the more tied in stuff is better for the connection of the two. Obviously you could also just be really good like Arcane, have its own merit, but I think this itself will be good enough for drawing attention, but it does have one fundamental flaw that I think really hurts it as far as I'm concerned. And they had no option to do no option but to do this, but it's a recap in which nothing happens. And it's explicitly delivered as a recap in which she's just saying what's happening. They tie that together really well by having her ask the central question that builds up her theme. Is like, had I known how this would turn out, would I have done differently? Do that a couple times and then no, because that's brought us to here and I have to do this stuff. And I think that's really I think that was really good, really well done. But I think they definitely need a case of they need something that's big and happening. And I think the Answer X portrayal of Nephres under Xal'atath felt a little bit more like that.
Yeah,
But it's a thing where I would love to see a short that is, here's a short of one thing happening in detail.
yeah.
And
So
that would
for
probably
these-
sell it better than this.
For
But
these,
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I suppose I can see, thinking of like an Edge Runners or something, you could see
Yeah.
maybe Arthas in 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And I know that's obviously not particularly connected to World of Warcraft now, but I can see that happening far sooner than I can see, a trilogy of movies with Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
that's probably not going to happen unless, well, I mean, he probably swing about his way to do a Warcraft thing if he could, I imagine. But yes, anyway, that's pretty much the crack there.
Yeah, I don't think there's
It's
really,
good.
there's not
Art pretty, of
Yeah.
course it is. It's Titmouse, we assume.
or whoever it is whose stuff looks like Titmouse, it's very, very good. I know they Ken Gregory said we're cooking, so obviously there's a lot of internal work done on this.
Yeah.
Obviously this didn't animate it, didn't be storyboarded, but obviously they had music and all of that stuff going on. But I think there's nothing really too much to go into this story-wise outside of I really liked how they showed off this scene. Because I think people don't quite understand the struggle that she has as a character. And showing it as, I'm actually super cracked, but it made my husband afraid of me, is pretty good for, maybe I shouldn't actually. Maybe Super Saiyan but bad is, kind of the problem. And it does build up to something cool. Also, again, I think this is because it wasn't framed like action happening. It lost some of it, but it was. If you wanted to look at World of Warcraft or Warcraft action happening, it's the best thing we've seen in fucking years. The best thing we've seen since a Warlord cinematic. Basically, we were like, oh, there's a Warcraft person fighting stuff. Oh my god, do you know how hungry we were for anything like this? Even if it is fairly quick and it's just here's, Alleria blowing stuff up. And I did see people be like, why'd Trallian get mad? You're like, because
his wife just turned purple and
Yeah.
scary.
No. Well, yes. But the analogy is Trallian was a good God-fearing man. And
That's it.
she just became the devil for a bit. And he's like, that's not okay. And we're like, oh no, we have struggles here. Oh dear. So yeah, I think they did a great job of that, and they have a nice plan, of where our character's going that they used this to sell, which they largely all of Alleria's stuff in the War Within is perfect after this. Before this, I was like, that's going to be a hard sell, her acting like this. And then they go, here's your story. And I'm like, oh yeah, you thought about this. Yeah, sound, I actually trust you. I completely trust you. So that's that. I think this. The more they do of this, because I like the genuine excitement I've seen out of people saying this is kind of nuts. Like, kind of nuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Such an S tier move from them. Like, S tier move.
Yeah, I mean, Titmouse may have a busy calendar. We'll have to see. Like, at least with. Well, what are recent examples of this going on? I guess Edge Runners with
Edge Runners was an
with Trigger
unbelievable version. Like,
and Arcane. I know at least with Arcane that Fortiche had to scale up to make that happen.
yeah, that was a very weird. We kind of own you in a way. This project.
Yeah, that thing where you may be an external partner, but if one company is all of your business, congratulations, you are as good as acquired.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, interesting. I really hope they do more of this. What I think was really what got my head going with this is how it is different to what they've done in the past. So they did one Xal'atath thing in what I think was a really strong showing of the style they'd already established. This, clearly an external partner, stylistic departure. That I think shows more. Oh no, I don't want to be like, this shows more blue sky thinking or some disgusting, corporate phrase.
It shows that all the stuff that John Haidt was talking about in recent interviews of like, obviously he doesn't work there anymore. Where'd he go? Oh, where'd he go? He went somewhere.
He did.
He went somewhere interesting. Anyway,
Wizards of the Coast.
Wizards of the Coast. That's what it was. And I was like, oh,
He's a Hasbro man.
He's off the dude magic.
He's a Hasbro.
Yeah, he's a Hasbro. Yeah. So
So lame. I'm sorry, John.
I can confirm this is internal, not external.
What?
If that's true, do you know how fucking nuts of a statement that is?
What? Oh my. Okay, that is pretty nuts.
I genuinely struggle to believe that. I'm gonna need to see some proof before I believe that.
I'm simultaneously impressed and excited, but also a little bit like, that probably means they couldn't scale this into a proper thing. Although, I mean,
deeply concerned.
There you go. That's a spec to work to. God damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So to recall something that happened earlier in stream, is this for my subscription money's going?
If so, good.
Yeah.
I wonder, could you click through to that just to see what it is performing like in terms of views?
Yes, I will.
Because I guess it's always weird. There's what they naturally do on the platform.
1.1 mil views 4 days ago.
Yeah,
1.2 mil.
that's pretty big. Now,
35k likes.
What is that compared to other things?
Let me just make sure we have this actually on the television screen. The television screen, he says? We do not have it. Fantastic. Let me get that real quick. Yeah, we are professional streamers, by the way.
That's okay. Just go to the Warcraft. Oh no, it autofilter Warcraft logs. No, I want story.
Warcraft logs. He doesn't want... Man, oh, nope. I won't talk about it. I will leave that for a different time.
1.1 million in 4 days. The Threads of Destiny one is 761k views in 13 days. You know, the very expensive, more, I don't want to say photoreal, that one.
Yeah.
918k in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
because of course it was just stuff. It was just, I mean, it was really cool stuff, and I definitely, I don't want to be like the people who worked on all of that, you know, terrific. It was more of a sizzle reel. It wasn't really telling a story.
Yeah.
I think, you know, you look at the Alleria one. Yeah, the Alleria one's like, here's 5 minutes, big story, all of the sauce we can muster, and stylistic experimentation. Man, that being internal is like, that being internal is interesting to me, just because that's not, to my knowledge, that's not much of what they've worked on before.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, who's doing that then? What size of team was that? That's nuts. That's nuts to consider. Especially because it looks so much like other styles. It's like, did they just go into Yoink a whole load of people and go, oh, what if we just, you know, buy half a studio and have them do that internally? Yeah, that's it. They they clearly would have poached people or something like that. Well, you know, obviously poaching has, you know, maybe there were layoffs in the animation industry and they went, you fucking big Yoink time. Maybe something like that happened. But that's fascinating that like, it's clearly like, it's obviously, you look at just YouTube views, and that's not the perfect metric, right? It's not the perfect metric. But this is in a specific style, and that's really the difference, right? The real difference is, here's a specific style and having action, and it, you know, gets over 50% on our main story bit that was our own, like this different style. It literally just works. Literally just works. Jaws, here's the Western anime style.
Yeah.
Off we go. Which is a bit unfair to call it, but you know.
Well, I think the merging of things is always interesting. Like for some shows, well, I mean, your big ones, at least, okay, the big ones in my head are like
Castlevania, Dota, Dragon's Blood.
I was going to go for Avatar and Korra.
Avatar's interesting because it's so much older.
Well, that's exactly why. Yeah.
Whereas more modern stuff.
It has a lot of, like, it's obviously a lot of anime inspiration.
Yeah, whereas there's more of an industry around that now.
Yeah.
Where you look at all of those studios and they are basically going, well, we are heavily anime inspired. You look at even, what's it called? Oh my God, what's it called? Please. My brain doesn't function on Monday evening, that's for sure. It's completely gone. What was I even talking about? Anime inspired things. Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse. You look at Spider-Verse, you look at, say, Puss in Boots, the one with Death Wolf thing, can't remember what it's called, The Last Wish.
That
was like,
that was great.
Watching that, I was just like, this is so, the people who made this love the same shit I do, and I can tell because you've got all of the beautiful like styles and beautiful, I guess, like ways to show things off, all the inspirations. And then you've even got like, I haven't watched X-Men 97, so that's probably another one to look at. But there's another, this is a bit of a weirder example, but Creed 3.
Yeah,
3.
a notable anime.
Yeah, so Creed 3 is a movie, a live action movie. It's the 417th movie in the Rocky series. But what's his name? Michael B. Jordan is a big anime fan. Has talked about it in things like that, in a lot of in a couple of different bits, and he directed Creed 3. It was the first one of the movies he directed, while also like being the star. And that, like, there's a couple of scenes in it, and a couple like the boxing scenes. You go, oh, that's anime style. That's absolutely, you're definitely using shot. Like, there's a good few case people went, that's just a shot from Dragon Ball Z. You've literally just recreated that, but in your boxing movie. There was a huge what's it called? I guess there was the huge like abstract scene, which was really heavy-handed, where they're fighting in the thing, and it's all about, you know, this guy's past being locked up. So instead of the ropes become actual jail cell. And it's all very on the nose, but it's super, super, super cool. And like you can see that inspiration come through really, really heavily, like around the place, and it's working. It's working super well.
Yeah.
For everyone's just going like, yeah, everyone likes that. Why? Duh. It's the same reason like manga's been the shit out of comics in the West forever, and then comics are like, why don't we just like figure that out and sort it? And they're starting to come around doing that.
Oh.
And everyone's like, oh, thank God.
How so?
I don't even know.
Very good.
I don't know specifics in comics.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
I've just seen the general trend of people going, okay, we're kind of building back up. But none of that's about World of Warcraft, except the fact that it now has an animated sequence.
Yeah. So big win. Big win. More, please. I think. Hopefully, if there's like a green lighting decision that this could be pointed to. You did say like about YouTube views, and yes, YouTube views in some ways don't matter. However, the YouTube algorithm is a very, very, very powerful thing, and it's an interface of lots of different things. Does somebody like a video or not? Because they do actually have some qualitative indicators that they use, but a lot of it is watch time. Now, I think that'll do a pretty good job of getting. I mean, I don't know what its watch time would be, but I imagine it's performing quite well. The challenge where it's harder to analyze things like this is because so much of it can also be driven by users just going to find it. Because there's a lot of WoW people want to see this. Though I do just wonder if this is doing better as its own bit of content.
That's what I'm imagining. I'm imagining showing this to non-Warcraft people and being like, this is cool as shit.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, but I don't care about Warcraft. They're like, yeah, but you don't need to. Let
me see what the thumbnail is. Strong thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah, strong contrasty thumbnail. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's obvious why that works compared to the one that's just, see that? It's just, there's Xalatath looking.
Yeah, who's that? Who's that spider? Cool.
Whereas thinking
action, bow, shooting arrow.
Yeah. Like, look, you could definitely imagine, how many whistleblowers can I shoot through a Mr. Beast video? That's roughly that thumbnail. Like it's got. It's just more action and shit. Anyway, right, enough of this YouTube nerdery.